Hi there, it's Walter here from the Daily Trader at fxjake.com, and I want to talk about drawing support and resistance levels on your charts because as naked traders, this is one of the most important things we do, so it's important that we get it right. Um, I'd like to talk about some of the pitfalls and some of the tricks that I use. So let me first go ahead and draw a line up here, a zone. And notice that I draw it right where the market closed on this candle and then opened there. I don't really use the wicks. I like to find spots at the extreme highs and the extreme lows. And because I'm trading the daily chart, I move to the weekly first to draw my zones. That's important because the zones that I draw should really jump out. And the best way for me to find those zones that really jump out is to simply draw them on the higher time frame chart. In this instance, of course, the weekly chart because I'm trading the daily. Notice that this is a good spot because I have a bounce here, a pause here, and then a boom, 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 boom there. Again, if there's any questions at all, I can always move to the line chart. Let's say that I do this, and I say, there's a zone around here. Well, guess what? It's going to be really hard for me to find exactly where it is here because you could make the case that the zone should be here. You could make the case that it should be here. You could make the case that it should be down here. But the line chart is really going to show me, boom, I've got a touch there, a one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, two there, one, two there, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. I'm just lining up this line with those bends in the line chart. Here's another example. If I was looking at the candlesticks, it'd be really tough to see, but because I have the lines, I can see exactly where the reversals have been in the past. And obviously, I'm probably going to have one more down here as well, where the market bounced down there. Now let me go back to candlesticks and then inch forward. There's definitely going to be at least one in this area, so I'll probably draw one right about here. Notice how there's some wiggle room here. That's a nice clean touch. That's a nice one. But these are a little bit, they're a little bit higher. Of course, the tails of these candles touch the line. Let me zoom in so you can see. The tails of these candles touch the line, but the closing price doesn't quite get there. Okay, let me go again. I'm probably going to draw a one right here because I have resistance here, double top, support here, double bottom, right? And I can just do this all day long. Now, I've got one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch, five touch. The key here really for me is to find those spots in the chart where the largest number of bends touch. And that's really critical for me. The largest number of bends should touch where these lines are. Now, what will sometimes happen, and this is a really good point, is in the future, I move forward and I see, look, I've got a zone drawn here from the past, this 55.17 level on the pound, but yet, look, it looks like the market's kind of just pushed through a little bit. See how it's pushed through there, it's pushed through there, it's pushed through there, it's pushed through there, and even there? Well, guess what? I might have to just slightly adjust that based on what? Based on the recent price action. It wasn't a whole lot of adjustment. It was only about, I think it was only about, it was only about 80 pips or so. But the point is that sometimes that is going to happen. I am going to have to adjust it. Now what I'll do is I'll go to the daily chart and I'll just back it up a bit. I'll go to the line chart, just make sure I haven't missed any of the obvious ones here. There's obviously going to be one up here at this extreme high. There's going to be spots in here that I want to cover. These touches here, there, 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 there. Looks like we're getting close again to that area. And then there's probably going to be one, looks like there's one down here where I've got touches there, 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 and there. Definitely looks like I have one right about there. And that's probably up. I missed the double bottom down there. That's probably going to do it for now on the daily chart. Now, what I don't want to do, and this is extremely important to me, I don't want to draw a zone that's a little bit sloppy. Like, for example, you could probably argue that there's a zone around here. You could say, well, look, the market came up here and it found support here and over here. But look at this. Look at this line chart. It's not really ideal because although I have a touch here, it blew through it there, right? And it blew through it there. It's probably not the best spot for a support and resistance zone. Let me make this a different color and then go back in time and see. I'll make it blue and see how it lines up with the past. Yeah, there are actually some pretty good touches here. But you might make the case for me moving it slightly up a little bit or a little bit down. So I go, okay, this is a good spot for a zone. But what I'm going to do is just move it up here so that I capture that touch, that one, this bend, that bend, that bend, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Now fast forward to the future, and that cleanly captures that touch there. Yep. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. And see, I'm probably going to have one in this area here. Now, I could probably make the case for drawing one right about here. But look how sloppy these touches are over here. That's not nice. So how do I clean that up? I go to the line chart and I say, well, it looks like these bends are actually going to be a little bit higher than this. If I go a little bit higher, I can capture more touches. The more touches I capture, the better. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 on the way up. Got one there. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 2 more. We've got one on the way down, one right there, and then one right there on the way down. So basically what I'm doing is I'm saying, you know, the lines that make it on my charts are those that have been voted by bends in the line chart. The more bends that touch my zone, the more votes that zone gets. And it has to have a lot of votes, otherwise it's just not gonna cut it. It doesn't make it on my chart. And you'll notice here that on average, how far are these apart? On average, you know, they're about 300 pips apart on the daily chart. Some of them are 220 pips, some of them are 209 pips, but most of them are going to be fairly wide. I mean, this one's fairly tight, it's 179 pips, but they're all between 200 and 300 pips on average. And so that tells me that I'm not going to have the market reaching a zone every day of the week. So it's important for me to remember that. I hope this helps. I hope you get a lot of practice in drawing your zones if you are trading naked. And until the next video, I wish you very happy trading.